Hello and welcome to Ohio Hobbies. It's time. We have 2 boxes of quarters. I have opened them. They are in fact circulated quarters, so we will be on the hunt for silver first and foremost. We will also be looking for errors, varieties, proofs, foreigns, you name it. If it's not supposed to be in there, we're going to be pulling it out because we're looking for it. If you watched my last video, you know that there's been some double die of verses located recently in some new coinage. So I will be looking for that as well. Hopefully we come across one of those and I can show it to you under the scope live. Alright, that's it. We're going to get one of these boxes out back here, start hunting it. I will bring you along for each and every single find along the way. I hope we have a great hunt. I hope you enjoy the video. I will see you in just a second. Just thought I would bring you back for just a second to show you all the white rolls in here. Some of them have a bit of ink on them. Most of them have nothing. The other thing is, half the box, the rolls exploded, so I'm assuming it was also dropped at some point. But maybe that's a good sign. Maybe the mint was, or maybe Brinks was having a bad day rolling these, and I'm going to find something good. Let's hope. Roll number 18. We're going to add my very first 2020 W with a privy from Tallgrass Prairie. This is the first one for my collection, which is fantastic. I am very excited about this. I've been waiting to find one. And I believe that leaves me with only one more to find for 2020. Excuse me. But either way, we are on the board with a find. This is all stuff that I need to go through and look for errors and varieties. So I will get to that when we get to the end of that stack. Roll 41, box number 1. We're going to add a second West Point. This is a 2020 because it has the privy mark right there. And it is a Salt River Bay. Watch this. Those 3 have something magnetic. Okay, I went ahead and opened those first 3 rolls of box number 2 that had the magnetic coins in them because I assumed they were all Canada. They are, but they are kind of interesting. So let's go ahead and take a look at them now. This one is 1999. It does have some type of a bird on it, and I'm assuming a bear in the background. So it is a unique one that I do not have in my collection. So we have a 1999. The second one is highly scratched up, but it has, let's see, 1973, and it has a man on a horse. Yeah, it's eluding me at the moment. That's their mounties, I believe. Their mounted police force, basically. But either way, so that is the second one that came up. Pretty nice to add to the collection. Unfortunately, that one's so scratched. And the third magnetic coin from roll number 3, 2011, with the caribou on it. So we will be adding 3 foreigns to the collection, 3 Canadians, 2 of which I do not believe I had. Okay, well, unfortunately, box number 2 has been hunted. I do have a few things here to show you, but you just seen these 3. We're going to go ahead and just go into a wrap up now. We'll save those 2 off to the side, bring these 2 over, this one over, these 3 down here. These 2 we'll leave up there for the moment. Alright, so if you've been watching my quarter hunts, I have been pulling out San Antonio missions with die chips on the bell tower. So let's go ahead and put one under the scope right now. Right there on this side, it should be sharply cut like that, and it is not. That is full of die chips. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other one I pulled out, and it does not have near the die chips that the other one does. Right there it is. So we're going to go ahead and keep that one out for the collection as well. Now, this box was completely full of poop. We're going to show you 4 of the 2006 Nevada pooping horses. Right there it is, the die chip right there. So we'll take that one. We have a couple good ones in here though, rather large die chips. Look at this one. This one even encompasses the hoof right there. So we have this large die chip there and a huge die chip right around the hoof. And if we look at this one, you'll see the difference in the hooves. But this one does have the huge die chip right there. And so does this one. Not quite as big. This is the smallest of all of them, I believe. But either way, we are going to add 4 Nevada pooping horses. Then we are going to add 2 Arizonas. Now I just started looking for these. I hadn't looked for them before. I started looking for them in this particular hunt, and we've already found 2. They called the extra cactus or extra cactus leaves, or whatever you want to refer to it as. But what we're going to look at, let's go ahead and look at this nice shiny, pretty nice, almost AU one here. Where we're going to be looking at, if you're not familiar, is right down here at the JFM initials. You'll notice there's one leaf or boulder here, whatever it is, and there's a second one here with an arch in it. So what you're going to be looking for is just above these initials, or part of these initials, there's a die chip. Let's go ahead and bring up the first one. Okay, so you can see there when you compare it to the other one, right here should be clear and clean, but it is not. It is completely full of die chips, including covering almost the entire first initial of the designer's name. And we'll look at this second one that I'm keeping, and it is also pretty big die chip there. Oh, it's a bit of a mess. And even if you look, this top stone, or whatever it is rounded here. If you look at the one we just pulled off, there's also a die chip there, causing even more. Alright, so we will add those to the collection. But ultimately, the finds of the box were 2 2021 West Points with the privy marks. The first one being the Tall Grass Prairie, and the second one being Salt River Bay. Very, very excited to add these to my collection, especially Tall Grass Prairie, as I believe it is my first Tall Grass Prairie West Point to add to the collection. Alright, that is it for this hunt. It has been completely ramped up. I am going to get these off of the table and get ready for my next hunt. I want to thank you very much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you would, give me a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing and turning on that bell notification. Down in the description of this video, you will find my P.O. box and my email address if you wish to send anything my way. Below that, if you're willing, able, and have the means, I take donations, mostly for metal melts, but those are getting ready to come up. Next week, it's starting to warm up. We may get outside and finally melt. Okay, that is it once again for this hunt. Thank you for watching, and as always, get your hobby on.